This is audio and recording training for the Boston Shambhala Center. First, we'll start by taking a look at the mixer. There's really no need to adjust anything other than the white controls at the very bottom. Everything else has been preset and shouldn't need to be adjusted. Here we'll take a closer look at the controls at the bottom. Each one is labeled corresponding to the microphone that it is connected to. Going from left to right, the first two are for the lavalier mics that are usually used for the teachers. Next are two handheld mics. Then to the right of that is the line-in control. This is for adjusting the volume of other devices that you might use to play music or other recordings over the speakers. We'll talk more about that in a minute. Then the next two aren't connected to anything, and then the last one on the right is the master volume, which controls the overall volume in the room across all of the inputs. There are two cables that connect from the top of the mixer over to the laptop, which is to the right of the mixer, and these are your connections for line in and line out. So this is what allows audio to come out of the laptop into the system, as well as from the system into the laptop for recording. Here's a better view of that top connection, which allows audio to come in from the mixer into the laptop for recording. If for some reason you're not getting any sound when you record, this is the first thing that you should check. And here is a better image of the line-in connection. And again, this allows audio to go out of the laptop into the mixer to be heard in the room. This is also the connection that you would use if you wanted to play something from somebody's phone or an iPod or an iPad or really any other device that has a line out on it. You would simply unplug it from the laptop, plug this cord into that device, and then adjust the line-in volume that we saw earlier in this video. Here are the microphones that we use. These are all located in the lower right-hand drawer of the table. There are two lavalier mics and two handheld mics. They are all labeled the same way that the knobs are labeled on the mixer, so it should be easy to correspond the microphone to the level that needs to be adjusted. It's recommended that you check the batteries before each talk. On the lavalier packs, there is a small on-off switch as well as an LED that will indicate the health of the batteries. If it's red, it needs to be replaced. If it's green, it's good. This goes for the handheld mics as well. If the batteries do need to be replaced, they're located right above the drawer that the microphones are in. These are rechargeable batteries, so the dead ones should be placed back into the charger and new ones can be taken out and put into the mic. All of the rest of the hardware is located in the closet to the left of the recording station. There shouldn't be any need to adjust any of the settings on any of the pieces of hardware here. But for those who are curious, at the top left we have the two wireless receivers for the lavalier and handheld mics. Below that is an equalizer to help eliminate feedback in the room. Below that is the two-channel amplifier that powers the speakers at the front of the room. And to the right is the amplifier that powers the speakers downstairs. We will in fact talk more about that piece specifically. So if audio is required downstairs in the community room, you'll need to be sure that this amplifier is turned on using the on-off button in the lower right-hand corner. There is a control labeled downstairs volume, however, it's not recommended to adjust the volume that way. Instead, you should use the master volume on the mixer to control the downstairs volume. The feed for downstairs comes off of the feed for upstairs, so as you turn up one, the other one is turned up. So the bottom line is that if you need more or less volume downstairs, you use the master volume control on the mixer. Lastly, as far as hardware is concerned, to turn on the system, you simply need to hit the power switch on the power strip that's directly below the mixer. This will turn on all of the hardware, and there shouldn't be any need to turn on any individual components other than, of course, the amplifier for downstairs audio if it's required. Now on to the software section where we will do the actual recording and uploading of files. There are three things that are required. One is the recording application, which is in the launcher. It appears as a circular icon with a smaller red circle inside of it. We'll need Google Chrome in order to do the uploading, and all of the recordings are located in the folder labeled recordings directly on the desktop. Once you select the recording application, you'll see a window pop up that gives you your basic controls. On the top left-hand corner, you'll again see another circular icon. This is the record button, and you'll press it once in order to start the recording. Once you are recording, if you need to pause the recording, say for example there are dyads or other pauses in the program and you don't want to start a new recording, you can simply hit pause to the right of the record button, and this will pause the recording. You would hit it again to restart the recording. You'll notice once the recording is started that the record button changes to a stop button. So to end the recording, you simply hit stop, and the recording is saved to the folder labeled recordings. And you will also see it in the screen below the controls. You'll want to make sure that the laptop is properly connected to the internet. There is a separate Wi-Fi network upstairs, and this is labeled ASUS 5G. So that's ASUS_5G, which you can see in the drop-down. This will provide the best connection to the internet that's available upstairs. So once we have finished recording, we can go ahead and upload the file. We'll open up Google Chrome, and at the top of the browser you'll see a link for the hosting website called Libsyn. The credentials for this website are already saved into the browser, so there shouldn't be any need to enter them in. You'll just simply select Login at the top, and it should take you to the main page. If for some reason it doesn't, the credentials will be available at the end of this video. You'll hover over Content and click Add New Episode. Once this page loads, you'll see a button that will allow us to upload our recording. So we'll select Add Media File, and we're going to upload it right off the hard drive. As mentioned before, all of our recordings are on the desktop in a folder labeled Recordings. So we'll simply open that up, and these are listed chronologically, so we'll select the one that was recorded most recently. This will take a moment to upload. Once it does, we'll then add a title. The standard title should include the program name and date. We can leave all the rest of the information blank. And then we'll scroll down to Schedule, Release, and Expiration. We'll go directly to the Advanced tab, and we want to select the lower radio button so that our release follows a schedule. We will unselect all of the options by clicking on the top left-hand button, and then go down and only select the last option. This makes sure that the program will stream only. We'll select a date for this to expire, and you will pick a day 1 week from the current day. Then simply click Publish at the very bottom. So the link that you'll provide the participants is the libsyn directory URL. So it's right there on the screen for you to copy and paste. Do not share any of the other links. This is the one that will allow people to stream for the time period that we had selected. And just to show what a participant will see, go ahead and paste that link into another tab, and you'll see the basic player that they will see when they listen to the recording. And just to show you the reason why we deselected all of those other options is that once we go to the main page, we don't see any other recordings that are uploaded. This makes sure that only the participants are able to listen to the programs that they are attending. I do want to reinforce the point that we need to be sure that an expiration date is provided on these recordings, as it is part of the new audio policy. So that about does it. Since this is a public video, I'm not going to include the actual login credentials here, but if they are needed or if there are other general questions, you can always feel free to email me. I will also make sure that the credentials are posted on the audio workstation in case they're needed, but again, they should be saved in the browser. So thank you for watching this video. I hope it covered all of the basic questions you may have about helping with the audio system. It's greatly appreciated, and again, feel free to reach out to me with any questions. Thank you.